Jada Pinkett Smith is responding to Chris Rock's Netflix special, and it's a doozy. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor. Now let me say right out the gate before we even get to the quotes, this is a source close to the actress. Typically, I'd give that a huge grain of salt, but that's also typically the way celebrities get quotes out to tabloids without getting their hands dirty. It's very common for a actor or actress to use their rep to leak a quote out to the press so they don't have to say it directly, but they can still get their point across. And I don't know about you, but it does feel like Jada would want to get a point across here. And also, this is People Magazine we're reporting from. This isn't TMZ or some nobody website. I don't know about you. Tell me in the comments down below. But I trust People Magazine a little bit more when it comes to celebrity quotes than most of the other ones. So I just don't believe they'd put their reputation on the line for this one if they didn't really have a source close to the actress. So take all that as you will. Let's break down the quotes of what Jada said. All right, because it's intense. In fact, it's a lot here. This title in itself deserves its own video to dispute because she's saying she had no part in the Chris Rock and Will Smith drama. I mean, is she trying to gaslight us? What do you mean you had no part in the drama? Now, I understand you didn't go up on stage and do what Will Smith did, but to say you had no part in the drama, I am going to break that down. In fact, I'm going to load that next. I'm going to record it immediately following this. I got so many tabs here, I can't get through it all in one video. Let's focus on the quotes here. And then in my next video, I'm going to break down why that's false, why she had a huge part in this Will Smith, Chris Rock drama. So make sure if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for me, hit the bell for all alerts so you get notified. Thanks to everybody who's joined, and smash that like button while you're doing all this. And yes, get involved in the comments down below while you're watching. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I want to hear your thoughts. All right, let's hear these quotes. I delayed enough. Here we go. Here are the quotes directly from this exclusive source. Jada has had no part in all of this other than being heckled. I got to come back to that one. I already got an issue with that line, but let's keep going. The source says, Chris is obsessed with her, and that's been going on for almost 30 years. Look where he chose to film his Netflix special, her hometown of Baltimore, obsessed. These quotes are so specifically filled with vitriol from Jada team that it makes me think 100% this is Team Jada responding through a source. Absolutely. Who else would have pulled this out? No, people wouldn't have gotten this. They wouldn't have gotten this specific with a made up source. Back in 2016, she helped start a movement with the Academy Awards by questioning why there are so few black members. And Chris Rock took it to this. Again, this is Jada. This is Jada talking, guys. And it's true. Back in 2016, let me remind you, just as People does, there was the Oscars So White movement, and Will Smith was shut out of the Best Actor race for his performance in Concussion. It wasn't his best role. He was good. He was fine. But this, like, Chris Rock was supposed to step down because of it? No. And Chris said this in his special. Years ago, his wife said I should quit the Oscars. I shouldn't host because her man didn't get nominated for Concussion. And then he gives me an effing concussion. The source counters, she never asked Chris Rock to not host the Oscars, ever. She publicly said in a Facebook post at the time, Chris would be a great Oscar host and is perfect for the job. Again, what other source would pull together like, oh, well, I have a Facebook post that put this out there. Now, I couldn't find this Facebook post, but that doesn't mean she couldn't have still like asked him to not do it. And this could have been before. There's so much to the timeline here that I still question. But anyway, and it's also like Chris was telling a joke. It's like, these are jokes. He's not out there in front of the Senate. He's on a Netflix comedy special, Jada. So yeah, he's using the concussion joke, which he messed up, but then fixed, and got an effing concussion. So I think this was more of a joke script than a, serious script. In his special, Rock claimed that Jada deserved to be made fun of, saying that she was the one to start things and that he was simply reacting. I did some jokes about her. Who gives an F? That's how it is. She starts it, I finish it, Rock said. That's what the F happened. Nobody's picking on this. B, she started this. S, no one was picking on her. Source tells People they were shocked at how many times Chris used the word B and referring to Jada. I counted one. And I made a point even in my coverage that was the one point I felt like, yeah, he might have stung a little hard there, but he clearly was mad at her because he believes there's more to it. But he said it once. He called Will a B way more times, way more times. And I think he had every right to. Despite Rock's targeting Jada, she's looking ahead, the source adds. Right now, Jada is focused on her book that will come out this year, the source concluded. Yeah, that's a prep. That's a PR rep. That's someone in Jada's camp. Wow, come on. why would People magazine make up a quote that Jada's focused on her book that will come out this year? Come on. Are you buying this? This is Jada. All right. So now that we speculation, but I'm going to say this is Jada talking. Let's go back and look at this again. And I'm sure you're commenting already before I even got to it. So keep the comments coming. Jada had no part in all of this other than being heckled. I got a huge problem with that word because to heckle means that you interrupt. A heckler interrupts a comedian. Heckler gets like, no, you're not funny. I'm funny. Oh, that's not, interrupts a show with aggressive comments. She wasn't heckled. That's a lie. She was mocked, maybe. She was, there's a lot of words you could use that I would say technically are correct, but she was not heckled. So she's trying to play it like she was heckled. Dude, he made fun of Denzel Washington. He made fun of Javier Bardem. He made fun of Penelope Cruz. He makes fun of everybody. You're at the damn Oscars. You're not Teflon. You don't get to get an exemption card at the Oscars when you go there. No, if you go to the Oscars, hello, Ricky Gervais has been way worse. Everybody, these award shows, if you sit there, you may get joked about. That's part of the deal of showing up to one of these award shows. So why is she not allowed to be made fun of? Anyway, Chris has been obsessed with her, and that's been going on for 30 years. And there is a history here. Now, I can't find anything hugely to support an obsession. If you scroll down, it takes so a while to get through these articles. Sorry, I want to give you a headache as I'm scrolling. It's just weird because it's like, here's the pictures. They do have a history together because of the Madagascar movies. They starred in 3 Madagascar films, but they did voiceover. They didn't actually star in them. They do voice booths, and sometimes you're in the booth. More often than not, you never even see your co-stars when you do a voiceover movie. You show up at the junkets, etc. But yeah, they talk about this. They were friends, presented their things together, awards together. I told the couple, according to Fuse, hey, my kids listen to your kids' music. It sounds like they were friends. I don't see where this obsession is. He told CNN in 2009, Obama's just one of those guys, like Will Smith. There's no Will Smith jokes. There's no Brad Pitt jokes. What are you going to say? Oh, you used to have X with Jennifer Aniston, and now you have X with Angelina Jolie. You're such a loser. He's made it clear he never wanted to make fun of him. Here he is in Will Smith's show, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which Chris Rock played as a character and his sister. He showed up at several shows of theirs. They were all close. And so the feud appears to have deep roots to Rock hosting the Oscars 2016. Smith boycotted it in a protest due to a lack of ethnic diversity. He also wasn't nominated. Marked the second consecutive year where people of color had not been nominated, which sparked the Oscars So White movement. Rock joked on stage of Pinkett Smith being her husband's +1. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. That was the joke that started this all off. Because oh yeah, and the joke's funny. It's true. That was what started this. 2 years later, after Smith posted an Instagram birthday tribute to his ex-wife, Cherie, Rock continued the feud by commenting, wow, you are a very understanding wife. It's true. Who has their ex-wife hanging out with their new wife? It may actually be a nice, good thing. I'm not denying it, but it's weird and not normal for a lot of other people. He did not receive a reply. Smith and Viatel episode at the 94th Oscars sparked by the comedian sharing a joke that Pinkett Smith was bald. Now, I'm going to break that down in more detail. I don't have time in this video. I want to really break down and look at this whole incident from a year later because Jada's she's trying to gaslight all of us. She's trying to say she had no involvement. Give me a break. Give me a break. You had no involvement.
So, Will,
give me a break.
Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me.
Oh my goodness.
If you could film me.
Esther, come help us again.
Oh, this clip is ugly, and we're going to break it down in so much more. In fact, we've done it before. I've covered this, but I want more of you to see this because I don't want her gaslighting us. She doesn't get to do that. A lot of Jada fans are out there saying, oh, he deserved it because he has deep-rooted issues and always comes after black women. Here's a clip from, this is Candace McDuffie of The Root saying, yeah, it's justified. And even Don Lemon's like, what?
Do you think he deserved to be slapped? It's not so much about being slapped as much as it is about accountability, right? He has made Black women specifically the butt of his jokes for years, and he's
Show me the receipts.
finally being held accountable. So I feel like this kind of sets the precedence, going forward, hopefully that people will be more careful about how they treat and discuss, Black women.
People are going to focus on your words saying, is Candace McDuffie condoning violence, saying that, that Will Smith should have slapped Chris Rock?
I think, in the literal sense, it seems like a bit much. But honestly, sitting here, calling Jada out of her name, making fun of her hair condition, talking about her alopecia, words can be violent as well. And as we've seen, Black girls and women, we suffer abuse at higher rates in this country. So continuing to humiliate us only perpetuates this.
A lot of people laugh, though, when they hear the jokes and they say he's a comedian, he's just being funny. Maybe you're being too sensitive about it. What do you say?
I think it speaks to a larger American pattern of using marginalized people as comedic fodder. And then it can also, lead to violence being incited. It can lead to us being not seen as human. Words and comedy have larger consequences, as we've seen in recent years. What we saw on that stage wasn't comedy. It was comedy, but it was really pain. He hasn't healed from what's happened. And instead of kind of dealing with those emotions and those feelings, he's just taking it out and continues to take his rage and anger out on Black women.
Yeah, I mean, there needs to be healing from Will Smith and Jada. And I'll agree, there wasn't comedy. The joke wasn't even funny. The Jane Jake wasn't even funny. So again, there's this whole campaign of people out there supporting Jada. Jada's now leaking these things to people. They're trying to I just feel like they're trying to gaslight the fact that this relationship had a lot of issues, and Jada put that out there, which Chris Rock made a huge point of. To say you have no part in this is insane to me. It's insane to me. And this defensive trick she's doing here, I don't get it. I don't understand it. What do you guys think? So those are the quotes. I'm going to post the next one in a little bit. If you haven't already, make sure you've hit that subscribe button, get alerted, hit the bell so you get alerted, smash that like button, and tell me down below what you think. Do you think I'm off base? Am I on point? I want to hear your comments down. And yes, let's take a look back 1 year later at this slap. Is it true? Did Jada Pinkett Smith really have no part in this drama? Well, we're going to break it down for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for part 2. And I'll put it right there on the left. If it's not there, it's just not there yet, but stay tuned.